Hello.
Hello, my dear.
Hello. As a president of the Polish Association for Energy and Information Medicine, PTMIE, I have an immense pleasure today to speak with Dr. Mihaela Stroe, my dear colleague, and I would allow me to say my dear friend as well.
My honor is mine, my dear, because I was looking forward for our interview today, because I know that always when we are in connection, we bring positive energy and awareness around us.
Yes, this resonance between us is incredible for me from the first beginning, as I remember. But first of all, what I want to say, thank you very much that you accepted my invitation and that you will be a part of our already third international conference for energy and information medicine in Poznań, in Poland, the 7th of September this year. When I was preparing myself to our today's conversation, first of all, I was thinking about our common denominators because it's psychology, it's science, it's consciousness. It's also love for people and every living being. It's love for being active and proactive. It's TimeWaver. And I think we have many common denominators. That's why it's so wonderful that we can go in this resonance together. What do you think?
I 100% agree with you. And I'm sure when I'm in Poznan, we can add more information on your list. Because anytime when we have a meeting in a congress or just online, I discover new and new common aspects. And what I appreciate the most about you is that I don't feel alone anymore, at least in Europe, because of you and your work, and because I can call you anytime, and because we are also partners with the truth, with what is right from with capital letters, authenticity, I would add to the list. For me, this is so important and major, and I can count on my fingers with how many women I can feel the same. I have a small, I'm very fortunate with a small gathering of very intellectual, but very powerful women. And that's why I said in a post that I'm sure that together we will change positively the world.
I just now, enjoy this silence and I let myself also feel and receive all of that, what you already said. Thank you, dear. Thank you, because I feel the same, and it's so important to have such people, especially when we are on a path on which we invite other women, men, teenagers to go to actually this amazing, I would say, fulfillment called self-consciousness, self-awareness. Before we start our conversation, please allow me to introduce you correctly, because there is so much on the list. You have PhD in social psychology. You are behavioral profiler in business. You are international trainer and speaker. You are also expert in limbic brain. You work with people, you work with organizations, I mean with groups as well. So the wide range, the spectrum, when you make the change is absolutely huge. You have also more than 20 years of experience working with entrepreneurs, professionals in training and coaching, and you are yourself entrepreneur, businesswoman since 2002.
Yeah, this year, in this autumn, I celebrate 22 years of entrepreneurship, and I'm very proud of this journey because when I have started my journey, my business journey 22 years ago, I was the first female in my family to dare to become independent, financially independent.
Congratulations, dear, because it's a huge achievement. And when you were able to make this change in your whole family system, because as we know, each family system has their own information field. So this change is already there. And it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
You wanted to add something. Yes, please do.
I don't, you just ask me because I would like to ask you something, my dear, because I'm a fan of yours. I admire your work and you inspire me. I'm very curious because the interview is not only about me. We are partners in this journey together. And I would like for the people who will watch us to tell your motivation, why you have started, first of all, your association in Poland, and you make this huge effort to gather people in this international conference. The names that you put in the conference are huge. What is your driver? Why you are doing this incredible effort for us, for everybody that will be attending in Poznań?
You surprised me with your question, but thank you for this question. It's a very important and I would say even crucial question. First of all, I would need to start with my childhood, I think, because in my childhood, I was a very lonely child, I would say. Lonely in the sense that, yes, I had loving parents and a loving grandma, first of all. My grandma, who, as you know, was a doctor, and she was very spiritual and also with a holistic mindset. But I felt lonely because there were no kids I could talk about everything what is in my heart and my mind. And as far as I remember, I was very sensitive. I was asking immense amount of questions every day about the purpose of our existence, about the health, why somebody is struggling and somebody is leading a happy life. I was very connected with nature. I suffered always when I saw a little worm on the path in the forest and a little bird struggling somewhere. So I was very connected with nature, and I had a huge empathy for all living beings. And so the older I was, the more people, fortunately, I found on my path who resonated with me as you do. And so when I entered the path of psychosomatics, of energy medicine, of information medicine, and I started to travel around the world to attend conferences, to attend courses, trainings, seminars, and actually to invest a lot of money, not in daily stuff or clothes, but in my education, I observed that there are not a lot of people from my country in these all events around the world. For instance, when I went to Water Conference 2018, the first time, I was one and only woman from Poland. There were no scientists nor doctors, not anyone from Poland. And so I wanted to create in Poland such a platform, such a space to which I then could invite all these people I already met around the world to bring them to my country and to share with people from my country all this immense knowledge, experience, mindset, which I met traveling around the world while my education. And I'm very happy that I succeed. I would like to say one thing, that it would be not possible without two women. The first one is Justyna Mumot, who was my dear friend and who supported this whole idea from the early beginning, even though she was not from the background of energy and information medicine. She was very passionate about information medicine. And the second one is Małgosia Nadol, who is working now with TimeWaver since January. But 5 years ago, when I had the idea to create this association for information medicine in Poland, she was not connected with a holistic approach yet. But she said, you know, I feel it's something good in it, let's do it. And the first conference and the second, we organized 3 of us.
Wow.
In the first, there was one more girl, but she's not with us anymore, Agnieszka. So we were 3, like 3 musketeers, and without them, it would be not possible for me to organize that by my own. So thank you for this question.
It's my pleasure, because you see, I don't want to say that I was right, but I discovered sharing your personal story, which is the most important in this conversation. I find similarities, because also I was raised by my grandmother. I was in the middle of nature. I'm a very extremely empathetic person.
Yes.
And everything that I did in my life up to now, I mean, I'm connected with science, And I wanted to pursue a PhD in order to explain what I was and am feeling. Because I feel the energy. But how to explain this, not to scare people.
Yes, yes.
We all have, I feel that we all have around us this aura field, like I could call it, and like a radar. I consider that me and you and everybody who will watch us, we have this radar that is telling us if the person in front of us, for example, has positive energy, let's put it in a simple way, or has negative or toxic energy. I will give you an example because I teach by examples. Up to become a mother, I was using my own radar. Yeah, because I'm also an observer. And that's why I became a profiler, because I was alone all the time and watching people, you know, and feeling their emotions.
This advantage, yes, of being.
It's a big advantage. And when Philip, my son, was born, he was only 2 or 3 months old. And I was being a businesswoman and mom, I was taking the baby with me in the business meetings. Whenever I would meet a positive person, business person, he would sleep very peacefully as long as I was having the conversation. If it wasn't the right person for my business or for my collaboration or cooperation or whatever, from the first moment when we entered in the same room, he would start to cry and to fidget on in his baby carriage, like, let's get out of here. Without words. Without words. And I will tell you another example about the field I'm specialized in is nonverbal intelligence.
Yes.
And I had this opportunity. I feel I'm very grateful that I would meet my mentor when I was very young, 25 years old. And when I was pregnant with Philip, in the last 2 pregnancy months, I wanted to translate one of his books in Romanian language. And I could live and feel while I was translating the book with the baby inside.
Tell me.
Even before giving birth to Philip, when I was making a checking in the doctor office, I put an intention that he would give me a sign that everything, the journey for labor and everything will be okay, for me to be peaceful and to be focused. And he made this gesture in the womb. I have the picture to prove it.
Incredible.
And I sent it to my mentor and he said, oh my God. I mean, you know, this is one thing. And then when he was not 7 or 8 months old, without speaking, he would use his body language like a pro to get what he wanted. Specific gestures, specific attitudes that I am very positive that when I translated the information from the book went into his brain.
Definitely.
Because he's very good at nonverbal intelligence and he didn't follow a PhD.
Definitely. You know, you actually reminded me now on something what I was not thinking about for a very long time. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I wanted to use this time for education as well. And I attended the 1 year. It's like studies for MA. So for people who already graduated and who want to study something more, they can use a course, 2 semesters. They don't need to study 3 years or 5. And I chose public relation. Yes.
Yes.
You got to know my daughter, so you know what I
Yes.
mean. Yes.
Yeah.
She definitely was a very good student in my womb as well.
She is a natural networker.
Natural, absolutely
Natural.
natural. And it's amazing that our kids, when we are talking about kids, you know, it's amazing that our kids are such an inspiration for us, but also our teachers. And I would say also souls who support us on our way. I don't know if I told you that both of my children in the age of around 3, they told me, Mommy, I'm so happy that I've chosen you and Daddy.
Philip was 5 when he said the same.
You see, yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
So, my dear, let me ask you something, because
Yeah.
as a high performance coach, you are also specialized in identity coaching.
Yeah.
And since 7 years, you offer also intensive coaching sessions for a positive mindset using TimeWaver Pro. You perfectly know that we are on the same page with TimeWaver. We love to support people with this device. I am also a TimeWaver distributor and a trainer of TimeWaver. And my question is actually inspired by questions of my students, because they always asked me which TimeWaver, I mean TimeWaver Pro or TimeWaver Frequency or TimeWaver McMakin, is my favorite one. And it's so hard to answer this question. So I would like to ask you, which TimeWaver Pro module is your favorite one, and why is that? Tell me.
So since 7 years ago, I have started to work mostly with psychological TimeWaver Pro, and from TimeWaver Pro, the psychological level database.
Yes.
Up to the moment when TimeWaver creators introduced the coaching wheel module. So I can say that together I started using them independently.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I got this information that I need to find a way to include together TimeWaver coaching wheel module and weekly analysis with TimeWaver Pro Psychological Database. And nowadays, I mean, in the last 3 years, I use them combined.
Okay, and what is so special in this psychological database that it's your favorite one?
This is a very important question. Before me becoming specializing in identity coaching, I used to be a training, I was offering trainings in non-verbal communication. I still do. Non-verbal and assertive communication, I still do that. This is my passion, to teach people how to become better communicators, okay? And I was noticing certain behaviors that I didn't have any clues why they were making these changes, these behavioral changes, so complicated and so hard. And I was an avid, like curious searcher and researcher of devices, instruments, elements that I could help people speed up these changes in the behaviors, because when we change the behavior, we will change the results in our business, in our life, in our relationships. And because in my PhD, I researched 12 years how they shift. What do you need to do with people in order for them to shift their attitude towards themselves? When I started to investigate with TimeWaver, psychological database, I could feel, and having the results, that my clients, they were doing the changes more rapidly because they were becoming more aware. I mean, the self-awareness that you presented earlier, for me, is the key concept that I'm working on with my clients. Because when they are self-aware, they can make any change and they can embrace change, you know?
Yes.
So I'm using, because every person has at the base of success his or her own identity. And all the time when we speak about identity or attitude change, we speak about psychological mechanism that we have inside us. So for me, this database is like a glove that you put on your hand. And from all the database, that because you know that in the whole database of TimeWaver, we have up to 1 million information right now.
That's right.
Yeah. I specialized in 2 that I consider from my experience the most important. One is in the context of identity coaching is the limiting beliefs. One area is about limiting beliefs, limiting mental beliefs. Everything about beliefs is mental, at mental level, and emotional blockages. Because up to my research up to now, they are like this.
Definitely.
Yeah, they collaborate. And whenever you shift a belief, or whenever you make, let's say, you balance an emotional or a blockage, you can see immediately. I mean, with my clients, I can see changes and improvements in their behavior and attitude immediately after our coaching session with TimeWaver. And for me, this is the result for me. If you are curious to find out, I have professional satisfaction when I see that the client is not struggling anymore so hard, that it's more easy for the client to accept, to embrace the change of attitude.
Thank you, dear, because you said something what is absolutely crucial. That when people are able to identify, this word, identify their blocking beliefs, negative beliefs. And very often it's not easy when you are dealing with a traditional psychotherapy or traditional coaching. But when we are able to analyze the information field of our client, and we immediately have, let's say, 3 most blocking beliefs. It's something for me until today, what amazed me very much, that it's so like this.
Yeah.
Even though that sometimes when we can see it's underconsciously very deep rooted, people can say, oh, I don't think so. On the first sight, maybe not, maybe it's not this one. But then when they actually let this curtain down and they allow themselves to see also the shadow, the magic happens.
I support 100% what you said. And this is the reason why my specialty in my PhD, and also because I'm training people how to detect deception and lying. One crucial aspect of my work, and I'm sure that is your work as well, is the client to be honest with himself or herself, and of course with me eventually. But first of all, to be honest. Why? It's not very easy for human beings to embrace the shadows. It's very easy to present to the public the bright parts of our personalities, you know? And you know as well that when a client is coming to you or to me, to my practice, to make this analyzing in the information field, I always tell them from the beginning, please be aware that some aspects will be positive from your subconscious mind, but also we will find shadows or let's say things that you put very deep, you put them very deep in your subconscious mind, and they will come out. And be prepared for that. Before of this awareness, my dear, I want to say something. I cannot put capital letters, but I can say in capital letters.
Yes.
I trust the information field and the power of intention. I want to put in capital letters trust. Yeah.
Yes, I feel
because previously, before me working 7 years with TimeWaver, I was working with information field 10 years previously.
Yes.
So I could feel the difference, how it was my life 10 years before meeting technology, TimeWaver technology, and how it is my life and my level of consciousness after. You know?
Yes, but one need to, I think one need to experience it by his or her own. Because when somebody is saying something like this, people may sometimes think, oh, really? You know, that I remember myself when I've heard 2015, Stefan saying that his life changed completely after he started to work with information field and TimeWaver. And, you know, I believed him on one hand, but there was something in me a little bit, you know, suspicious in the sense, maybe he just wants to sell me this device, and maybe he's, you know, saying this storytelling, maybe it's a part of the process, selling process. And then I bought the device. And each month, each week, each year, I saw the changes, first of all, not around me, but in me. And this huge courage, you know, I was always courageous, but the courage, the courage to look in the eyes of my shadows. And you know, when we have huge light, we have also huge shadows. And to say, hello, dear, I can see you. Let's transform. I'm completely sure that without TimeWaver, it would last much, much longer.
For sure. I feel the same. And what I like about TimeWaver most, and why I include it in my coaching practice, is that is always to the point. I mean, very, very sharp.
Yes.
Accurate is the word in English. And what I intend with my clients is to bring clarity and direction. I mean, not to search anymore. And when I show my clients, when I present them the information that TimeWaver is offering us with such generosity from their subconscious mind and from the information field, and I present them, they are always saying, how does TimeWaver know what I said or what I thought or what I did last night or last week?
Yes, it's absolutely amazing.
And I said, you created an impression in the field, because when you are, that's why I will speak in your conference about the power of positive thinking.
It's my next question. Please say something about your...
Yeah, I will say immediately.
Yes.
But when we think, when we act, when we also, if we don't act and we are reactive, doesn't matter the direction, if it's negative or positive, you leave a mark. Always. In the information field.
Imprint. The imprint. Yes. And also, on the other hand, because we are talking about the immense potential of TimeWaver Pro, because you work with TimeWaver Pro. But on the other hand, we have to underline very clearly that it's also very important that people who want to change their life, it's not enough to come to the session.
Yeah, I wanted to say the second. I mean, the first prerequisite is honesty.
Yes.
Towards oneself, and the second one. And about this, I will speak in your previous, in your next question, in our next conference, is that somehow, because of experience, because of the way I am as a coach and a profiler, they are determined to take action after each coaching session, because otherwise they cannot implement, how to implement your your awareness in real life without action. These are the most important elements that a person must take into consideration in order to become successful. So the topic of my lecture is the power of positive thinking, how to think. And I put three words that for me are very important. How to think big, meaning that to play in this life is a game, and to play in the Olympic Games, this means big. You know, not to play small. I don't like
our multi-dimensional holistic Olympic Games.
Yes.
Yes. Like
yes,
a
yes.
And to how
second one is
yes.
Yeah, the second one is rich, because I really believe that money is an instrument. And for me and for you, in order to travel, in order to buy the devices, we needed money. I'm not ashamed to ask money for my services. I call it self-worth. It's the value, it's the energy exchange that people need to bring in order to make balance in this reality, okay? And the third one is how to think positive. I'm a huge fan of bringing to life, to manifestation, positive actions, positive habits, positive intentions, everything with positive. I'm very positive and optimistic myself, and I like to walk the talk. I only teach by personal example. You know,
you are you know, as far as I know you, you are a living example of this huge knowledge you implement in your students and in your clients. You are really a living example, because sometimes there are discrepancies, but in your case,
yeah,
it's wonderful. That's why I think we resonate with each other so much, because you are just living all this what you are talking about.
Yeah, I call it congruency.
Yes. Congruency.
Yes, and I can feel when people, especially on social media nowadays, they lack congruency.
Yes,
you can notice in their voice,
yes,
in their attitude, in their shoulders, in their head, in their dressing, in their words.
yes.
And I want us to be an example of truth, authentic. To use, I prefer authenticity because this is my research. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it does not mean it's a message from me to people who are listening to us, who will be watching us on YouTube. Is that not mean that we never had put a mask on underconsciously? Yes, because sometimes we put a mask in the sense we are jumping in a role underconsciously, because, for instance, in our childhood, we were taught this way, or when we are afraid, when we are thinking, oh, maybe I will not make it, or when someone is thinking I'm not enough. So I want to say that people don't put masks consciously and on purpose also very often. They are simply not convinced that they are okay as they are, that they are enough as they are really in their heart, that they don't need to convince others playing a role they think it's far better. So for me,
Yeah.
the goal of my heart is also to be every day in this state of awareness and consciousness that allows me to feel my inner radar 100%. And when I feel I jumped maybe in a role from 20 years ago, or I choose a kind of mask to maybe protect myself, I immediately say to myself, come on, it's not this anymore. I'm with you. You are safe. You can be your 100% self as you are within your inner core. And this is, I think, very important nowadays, that people give themselves the courage to stop playing any role anymore.
Yeah, and I want us to explain to our audience, my dear, that we don't judge anybody.
No.
We are just humble observers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
And when I say lack of congruency, I
Mm-hmm.
don't say, oh, I'm judging you.
Of
I
course.
just observe
Mm-hmm.
one behavior and I see that you repeat
Mm-hmm.
this behavior
Yes.
and you expect different results. It's not possible.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You
It's
know,
very important that you underline this. My dear, I can't wait to see you in Poznań. Uh,
me
both,
either.
both professionally, but also, uh, as your friend. I'm very happy to see you.
I'm
And
very grateful, my dear, and I can't wait to visit and also to share. Also to share and to present from my experience to the people in the conference how they can how to make their life easier, because cultivating this positive mindset will have a major influence on their success and also well-being. I call it psychological well-being, and I want to give them trust that they can overcome challenges and explore the depth of their soul with me, with you, with whoever will be present in the conference.
thank you. Thank you, my dear. This last sentence about, yes, explore the depth of our soul. I love it. Absolutely. I shared the screen now to invite our international guests from all over the world to join to our event, because this conference is an international event. It's an international conference. What does it mean? It means that every lecture in English will be translated in Polish, and every lecture in Polish will be translated in English. So both English-speaking people will have all the lectures available, and also people from Poland who don't speak English will understand every word. I think it's important. For everyone who is watching us, I have a discount with the name of my guest, Mihaela 20. It's 20 for 20% of discount. So when you put Mihaela 20, when you will be buying the ticket for our conference, and you just need to scroll down and you will find all the English version here. And here, when you just go kup bilety, buy the ticket, and there is a place just to write, to choose the ticket and to write the code Mihaela 20. You will get 20% of discount to our event. You can also follow us on Facebook. It's just the name of our association, Polskie Towarzystwo Medycyny Informacyjnej I Energetycznej. Is difficult for English-speaking people, but when you will find the page where you can buy tickets, the whole name will be there, and also under the conversation with my dear guest, I will put every information. Thank you, my dear. Have a wonderful day in Romania. What time you have now?
Now it's 4 in the afternoon and 34 minutes. I mean, it's past half 4 almost. And I'm looking forward, I'm sure, because I know you, that you invited selected lecturers, selected professionals. And I consider myself very special that I will take part there. And I'm looking forward to share and us to have a great experience to increase the level of consciousness in all participants in the conference. I am positive about this.
Thank you, dear. You reminded me actually about one thing. Maybe I will just mention who will be there, because we will meet at the conference Professor Gerard Pollack, Dr. Carolyn McMakin from United States, both of them, Professor Hartmut Schröder from Germany, and his wife, Dr. Marlen Schröder from Germany as well. We will meet Dolf Zantinge from Holland, Netherlands, Zdzisław Oszczęda from Poland, you, of course, Dr. Mihaela Stroe, and I will be having my lecture as well.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds fantastic. Have a nice afternoon, my dear. Have a nice evening, and see you in our event in Poznań. Bye.
See you very soon. Bye. Thank you. Bye.